Hi crafty friends, it's Crystal from the Scrap Tree, back with a video. It's been forever since I've done one, but there's all kinds of new things coming out. I think January 5th. Yes, I went to check. January 5th, we get this brand new catalog, which is very exciting. There's lots of fun stuff in it. I can't really show the inside yet, but the good news is I can show some of the products, and I have a couple of them to show with this particular card I'm going to make. And it looks like this. Hopefully you can see that well. As you can tell, there's this beautiful new intricate die, and it's called Bloomin Heart. And it is a lot of fun, but there's a little bit of extra work to it because of how intricate it is. So there's some other new tools I'm going to be using today. I'm going to show you those really quick before I start. The first one is, it's been a little bit heavily used, but the precision base plate. I guess this actually isn't new because it was in our holiday catalog, but it's new to me. I just got it. I've already used it quite a bit, making sure I had this card down pretty good. But the other item that is really new is this handy little tool, and it's a brush, very hard bristles, and this little pad, which is kind of like a sponge, that you use whenever you do the intricate dies, and you kind of roll it out. And I'm going to show you how it works. So the first thing I'm going to show you is actually some new paper. This is in the new catalog. I'm allowed to show you this rather than the pages themselves. Maybe you can see there's a lot of pretty little birthday paper. This one's called, get this right, Birthday Bash, I think. I'm sorry, Birthday Bouquet, pardon me. And you can see there's lots of different ones. Even though this one is not per se Valentine paper, I decided I was going to make it into some Valentine paper. And we are using this sheet here for our card. Let's see. So I'm going to start by cutting that. And I want to make sure I cut it so that the lines go across like I want them to. So I'm going to cut the line at 5 1/4, and then I'm going to cut at 4 inches, and then I'll have the base of my card. Okay. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is the vellum that I use. I'm not sure how easily you can tell, but there's a vellum layer back here, and that is actually part of the free stuff that you get when you spend $50 starting January 5th through March 31st. And this particular one is called the Botanical Gardens Designer Vellum, and it was an item that I got free when I purchased $50. So there's all kinds of fun. Sorry, my lighting is giving shadows. Let's see if I can make that a little better for you. All kinds of pretty, beautiful vellum, different designs, and I just picked one that I liked. And so for this card, I actually picked one that was like little lines, but I think for the one I'm going to make now, I'm going to pick a different one. And I went ahead and pre-cut. It looks like this. It's pretty. So I did go ahead and corner round that, so I will do that really quick. All right, so that one's ready. I'll set that to the side. And now we are ready to get into the fun stuff. So I've got my piece of real red here, and I'm going to cut out the heart, the intricate heart, so we can see how that works with our new tools. So let me get the Big Shot. So I don't know if you can see this well, but I've got my precision base plate, and it has to be turned with the black side up. When you're going to use this, you're only ever going to use it for the really detailed dies, and you want to do so with your original platform, not the magnetic. You can, but it really sticks because it's all metal. So watch your fingers, because I actually did snap mine. Here's the adorable pretty die, and we're going to use that with the red paper. So you do this on tab 2, then you put your precision base plate, then you put your paper down, then you put your die, your intricate die, and last is the one layer of your sandwich instead. So the precision base plate takes place of the other regular layer. Now you see I put this on the side over here, and that's kind of a recommended way to do it. Moving this around the Big Shot kind of helps keep things even when you're cutting. And because this is so intricate, it's important to try to keep things even. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and it does take a little extra effort. Now, I am going to go back and forth, actually 4 times. Because it's so intricate, I want to make extra sure it cuts to the best of the ability. All right. All right, I moved that Big Shot out of the way. And now we're going to see how it came out. And we'll be using this other new tool, which is called the Big Shot Die Brush. You can actually just pick all of this up. And mine's actually coming apart some to start with. And take your die brush and go like this to get it all the way out of the die, and you'll see it comes like this. So you're not necessarily getting all of the little bits and pieces out. I got quite a few though, considering how detailed this is. Move my trash. Now, I believe that this is meant to be sure you get everything out of this. I have actually had some good luck still going back over it lightly because this is a very intricate die. So you can't get crazy. Maybe even a little bit on the back side. I'm not necessarily sure that's recommended, but look how much of it came out when I did that. That's why I went ahead and did it. I think as long as you're careful, maybe you can. You decide if it's worth a piece of paper to give it a shot. You may rip it, then do so. All right, so you'll see that there still are a few little bits and pieces, so I'm going to use my paper piercer and get those out. Okay, and you know, that's really not that much work for how detailed this thing really looks. I'm quite impressed with having that little die brush tool. I mean, look, that's it, I'm done. So I really like that. I'm glad they made that for us to use. All right, I cleaned up my workspace. Now we're going to work on these adorable little flowers. Believe it or not, that is part of this cute die set in the Bloomin' Heart. And I've got my little, you see what it says, create, isn't that nice? Where I keep things that I've kind of cut that are tiny. I went ahead and pre-cut some of the ones I'm going to use for this project, but here are the 2 little dies. I think you could see that, I hope, that came in with that heart. And I still need one more red one, so I'm going to cut that. I've got my Big Shot back out, and I am going to cut just a little piece of paper to use from the scrap I just used to get this one last teeny little red that I needed. I did put my magnetic plate. I don't know if you can see that. Magnetic platform is there. And I'm going to do this. I brought back my old sandwich pads because they still work, but I wanted to be sure I had the new good one for that Bloomin' Heart because it really is a detailed little thing. And it's better to have the newer one if you can, or at least a flatter one. All right, so here we did get this out. Got to use my paper piercer just to poke these out here, and that's ready to go as well. All right, so we can set these on over here so I don't lose them. Just happened many times, unfortunately. I do always find them though. All right, next we're gonna work on the sentiment. And this is actually part of a stamp set that coordinates with the die, and they do come as a bundle, which is great. I'm going to show you that. And here's the stamp set, and you can see there's this lovely banner and I chose to use the Love You sentiment. So this is a great one for any Valentine cards you're working on. The thing that I did find kind of interesting is you might notice it looks very well cut. That is because there is a die set, another die set that's called the Large Numbers. Here, I'll show it to you. It's great. I'm looking forward to using it. It actually came with the matching die for that banner instead of it being with the heart. Not sure how that was decided, but I'm going to use that to cut this. So let's see if we can stamp that. And I did do so in Blushing Bride, because that's the background color of the stripe in this pretty paper. Oops. So I'll be sure we do our little taps. And it actually doesn't matter how straight I am, since I'm going to cut. That came out nice. And then I've got the Love You already ready to go. And there's that. See, came out great. That's the joy of the photopolymer. Okay, I'm going to cut that at the big shop. You don't need to see me do that. I'll be right back. Okay, I got it all ready to go. Nice and cut all my pieces. So I think I might be ready to start assembling the card. So I do have my base here. Oh, I did forget one thing. I didn't even show you. On the inside, I chose to use another stamp from that same set that says My Valentine. So let's go ahead and stamp that really quick. So now I'm going to corner around those two. I don't know, maybe just to kind of keep it in line with the front of the card on the inside of the card. Okay, so that's ready. Our base, and I always like using either my scoring board or at least this, so that I am straight with my scoring. Nice little score line you get out of that. And then I'll just use some snail. Oh, here's the other side of that paper. I guess I didn't really show you those, did I? Okay, let's put that on. Uh-oh, look, I said I was going to be not crooked and I'm still crooked. Well, I can fix it. I'll fix it later. Now, one thing I thought would be good to do on this, because you know vellum's kind of hard to adhere without seeing things. I actually adhered the heart first, and I'm doing that with these lovely little glue dots by putting them on the back of the biggest heart. Okay. And then once I've got enough on there, I feel like it's going to stick pretty well. And you'll see I offset that just a tad. And I put it on there. And what that did is it kind of allows me to have more freedom about where to maybe just use snail even. I can't remember actually if I did snail. But I'm just going to put snail at various places where it's kind of behind the different parts of the die, because I don't think you'll be able to see it, which is what we want. There we go. Okay, next we're going to do our flower assembly. And believe it or not, I used the glue dots for that too. I just put it as flat as I could on the back. Can't pick up anything. Okay, and then I stuck that. I offset it. It does match up perfectly, which is really handy. And in the stamp set, I should probably point out, these flowers also match up with the die as well, and they're two-step. So it's really handy. But I chose to make it look like it was a pretty layered flower. All right, I've got all my flowers on, and I'm ready to maybe put, I think I'll do this first, although it doesn't necessarily matter. You just want to make sure you have room for the rhinestones. I did choose to pop those up with dimensionals. All right, so let's get that on. And again, I did a slightly offset. I just liked the way that looked. You could choose to, of course, place yours differently if you're making a similar card. But I did line it up with that line. And we'll finish that off with the, I did medium size on all of them. And then we can just put the inside sentiment in, and that card is done. So I hope that you liked getting to see both some of the new products as well as the handy tools for doing these intricate dies. I think it's going to come in handy. Maybe they'll even be making a lot more intricate dies. I can see the butterfly die being great with that. I'm probably going to try that soon. All right, thanks for stopping by, and have a Merry Christmas. Bye.